This morning, Sandra Sneed wrote a joyful status. This miss is a soon-to-be Mrs. Over 300 friends liked her engagement post, and it got 76 comments. Sandra, you're one popular gal. Geico also has a comment on your status. Did you know you could save hundreds of dollars on your car insurance in just 15 minutes by switching to Geico? Just a way we're trying to help cushion a nice little nest egg for the future misses. Hashtag getting hitched. Hashtag savings.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you wanna battle, it's either that you will or you won't. You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man.
Fox, good man, good friend, good funny.
Good to be here, Jay. Let me just take it in. This is happening so quickly.
It's happening in real time. I like to record the podcast in real time.
So we're talking right now, you and I?
This is exact human being speed.
Okay, this is...
Some podcasts like to do a little delay. Some podcasts speed it up, you know? I like to do it like, no, this is real life. Like, this is the big leagues. All the fastballs are about 94. They're getting
I
up
like
there.
it. I feel like I just stepped in the cage. There's someone here, another set of eyes. I'm okay with that.
And oversee, and if you guys have problems with the audio, it's all Corey's fault.
Well, what I liked is you said, what should we talk about? And I said, let's just talk about life. Let's just be us.
Let's talk about Bigfoot.
We can talk about Bigfoot.
Don't you find it odd that people still believe that he's out there? Like, I mean, you got
Why
drones.
wouldn't he be?
Because you got drones that can tell what kind of key ring you have as you take a motorcycle through Tikrit.
No, but if you have a Bigfoot that blends into the foliage, you're going to have trouble seeing him. That's
what
why.
If it's just like John Lithgow in a weird suit?
It could be, but that doesn't mean he's not out there, Jay.
I would like to believe that stuff is true. But I grew up in New Jersey, and they had this thing called the Jersey Devil. And I remember as a child thinking, like, this is asinine. If you think Tom's River, New Jersey, there's this thing that lives in the Pine Barrens that's going to gobble everybody up.
Has he eaten people yet?
No.
Well, then he's just maybe lying in wait. We don't know.
I like the UFO thing. I mean, I would like to think that we're so insignificant and tiny, and the galaxy is so enormous. I don't think people realize, Kirk Fox, you do, that the sun is a star. So every star you see in the sky is the sun to another entire solar system and group of planets.
I agree. But I also think aliens have come here. They looked around. There's no reason to come back. There was nothing here that excited them.
I think they would have been fired up about like the Real Housewives franchise on Bravo.
Well, if they came
Watch
now.
What Happens Live.
But
Andy Cohen. They'd like Andy Cohen a lot.
You think?
Yeah, definitely. He's a party guy. He's fun.
They might like
I don't know
Andy.
why aliens always have to look on our butts. They've mastered time travel. They went across a galaxy, yet when they get here, they're not sated.
Because that's where our brains are.
Ass.
They feel most of our brains are in our ass.
I think that's how you feel. I think you're projecting.
No, I think if you're going to probe someone, you're going to learn more about somebody when you stick something in their anus than you will any other way. That's where you find your true self.
Yeah, I think if I put my finger in your ear right now,
yeah,
and just rubbed it around for a while,
yeah,
you'd be like, hey, it feels kind of good, or like, hey, it's rough. But if I took my finger and I put it in Kirk Fox's butt and wiggled it around,
you'd find out who I was.
Yeah, top or
but
bottom.
if you spit on your finger and put it in my ear, that'd be pretty crazy. I don't like that feeling.
Crazy.
Yeah, but if you spit on your finger and put it in the butt, it'd be more joyful.
How come nobody's caught Sasquatch? If Bigfoot's out there, how come the only footage of him is...
He's very smart, lays low.
How can he be smart if he's a Sasquatch man?
Who's to know what they're packing
Stephen
in
Hawking
the brain?
Is smart. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, we can always find him. So Sasquatch is smarter.
What if Sasquatch is in a wheelchair? What if there's a Sasquatch?
We'd see the tracks. Jay, I've been there.
Okay,
I've seen
break it down, bro.
I've seen the footprint.
Okay, why am I doing the heavy lifting? You're the guest.
You got the office, the job, the mortgage, the family.
I got it all.
You got it all.
I got everything that drains a man.
What I have right now is I got here today, and the first question I asked is, are you guys going to validate parking?
Yeah.
I saw that it could be $19.
No, not for you.
No, I do know that now, but right when I got here, I was like, is this going to cost me $19? And that's one of the reasons I don't leave the house. Parking to me is my kryptonite.
It is strange. It's a very strict L.A. problem.
You do know that there were less murders when parking was free.
You know, when Harry Truman left the White House, there's a great photo of him in the book Truman, of him putting change in a meter. Like he canceled his detail, like his Secret Service detail, and he just wanted to go back to I think it was Independence, Missouri, and just live a life. And he actually like this great shot. I'll show you the book next time you're at my house. And it's just Harry Truman literally putting a nickel in a fucking parking meter.
Is that all he had on him?
Probably.
I mean, he wanted to stay longer.
Probably had a dime, and he saw Eisenhower's face and got a red ass and go, this guy's on money twice?
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
That's how he did it. Where's his picture?
I don't know, because I like Truman a lot. He's my favorite U.S. president.
He should have been on a coin.
Created Israel.
He was a Monopoly piece.
That's true as well. Yeah. Do you like Truman? Are you a Truman guy?
What's not to like about the True?
Woke up every morning, had a shot of whiskey. One shot. I'm fascinated by people that are blessed with the gift of moderation, because I'm such a...
Can you not have one shot if you...
Oh, I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict. If
are
I
you
take
really?
One, I would just go...
Is that just a label, or do you believe you are?
No, I know I am. I'm incapable. I don't know what one beer tastes like in my life.
I can tell you it's good.
Yeah, but then you know how Kirk Fox, at Kirk Fox, Kirkfox, you know how to take.
But you don't have to go to at Kirk Fox unless you really need to. We're not telling you to go anywhere.
I am. I'm telling them to follow my friend on Twitter.
That's all right. I don't need the followers. I like to keep it low. I like to.
I'm telling you, if I have one beer, there's a thing in my brain that immediately goes, where is more of this? I'm talking 2 sips. I'm checking out the fridge, how many we got, and I'm planning.
Has that always been your curse? Do you remember your first beer?
I remember my first beer. No, my first beer was actually a rum and coke at a wedding when I was 11 years old, and I just kept them coming, and then I just ran around and danced
My first beer was a Mickey's Big Mouth.
I don't know what that means.
It was there was a bottle. It was called Mickey's.
Oh, Mickey's.
And
yeah, like Ballantine Ale and Mickey's.
But the top of it was as big as that.
Yeah, it's got
as
that
your
Hornet?
coffee cup. So you could just
the Hornet.
Yeah. So you could just drink it in one sip.
It tastes nasty.
But by law, they had to start making the top a little smaller.
Fucking laws. You know, I guess I'm a libertarian in that. I want everybody to stop making laws about my personal. I should not have to wear a seatbelt. You know, I do, and I understand it's for safety.
I wear one even when I'm parked.
You do.
I like the security of it. It keeps me upright. I have shit posture, and if you had a seatbelt in here right now, I'd be in it.
You would?
Why wouldn't I?
I don't like any of those laws. Let me tell you something. The best way you could support this podcast, Kirk Fox, Amazon banner on my website, jmohr.com. A lot of people shop at Amazon. You shop at Amazon.
I've never been to Amazon, but I should.
For a guy, you didn't let me finish. For you, a guy that's never been to Amazon?
Yes.
See that? Water going downhill, bro.
I know. I'm with you.
Change it up.
I'll go to Amazon today when I go home.
I have a deal with Amazon where I get 1% of what... If somebody goes to jmohr.com, clicks the Amazon banner, I get 1%. If you buy a $100 thing, I get $1. You know what I mean?
And what do you do with the dollar?
It all goes exactly direct deposit to an account for my son's college. I never see it. So when my boys get older and they go to college, I'll still be doing a podcast and stand-up comedy and movies and TV and radio.
I wish you were my dad.
You guys will be like, hey, I put that kid through college.
No,
I bought my
like
water filter through the Amazon banner. But it's actually... One guy tweeted me once and said... No, he emailed me at jmohr.com. And email me what you bought. I'll read it on the podcast and make you famous with your friends. He goes, I use Bill Burr's Amazon or Corolla's. It really bothers me that you say it goes to your son's college fund. Why do you feel the need to say that? And I thought it was, I wanted to let everybody know, I'm not pocketing this money.
He thought it was your angle?
It's going, yeah, but it is actually literally going direct deposit. I never see it.
I don't have a lot to live for. If I have a good morning movement, sets pace for the whole day.
I think when you shit as much as I do, it kind of loses its yay. Like when you go on an airplane as a kid, you're all fired up.
Yeah.
You look out the window, you're all excited. And then as a grown-up, you fly across country 50 times. You wind up just going there and falling asleep before takeoff.
You are a multiple shitter?
5 a day.
Now, is that by choice?
No.
Could you save it to just have one great one?
No. Because if I do, it'll get runny and shitty. And literally, here's the thing with me is I used to have panic attacks bad when I was on Saturday Night Live.
Uh-huh.
And then now I don't get that anymore. I don't have any anxiety. You know me. Nothing bothers me at all. And if it bothers me,
that's what I like about you.
Water off a duck's back, right? But I've realized it redirects itself into the colon. And they say like 70% of your health is in like your bowels and your intestines and your asshole. Like,
every day I try. I haven't had mine yet today.
Oh.
It's definitely on my mind.
This some espresso or something?
No, I've had my coffee, but this is definitely throwing off my flow a little. Usually it's about 10:40 when it happens.
So we're right prime time.
We'll be in it.
Shitting.
If we could move this into the bathroom, we could talk about it.
All right, I think that's a plan.
But I think it's because where I grew up.
Where is that?
In San Diego, California. But nice. The house I grew up in was the same house my mom grew up in. But we had almost a little outhouse where I'd leave the main house and walk down to this little room, which was kind of a shed. Scary. A lot of National Geographics from the beginning.
See those old like African boobs?
Yeah, I'd look at that and it would scare the shit out of me.
The African boobs or shitting
just
in the
everything.
Dark? Why did your family have a separate house for pooping in San Diego?
You know, we never ask questions.
I know, but San Diego's very affluent. If I'm going to be serious for a second,
aren't we serious every minute? I feel that I'm present. I don't think that I've not been.
Nobody's
serious.
Questioning your...
Well, you said if we could be serious for a minute, and I think we've been serious since we got here.
I think I put that in like as filler, sort of like instead of going I went, let's be serious for a minute. Like that's me covering my tracks.
A little redundant to me when we're talking about a bowel movement in an outhouse in San Diego. San Diego is affluent.
So why did your family have a separate place to poop?
Because San Diego is affluent. We were not.
Okay.
So we were just happy to have this was, we were in the poor section.
Well, then how could you afford all those National Geographics? That's extraneous income.
They were the neighbors. When the neighbor would throw them out, my dad would collect them.
Smart man. Raya. Listen to this.
Okay.
Jeff and Jessica Jordan write, hey, man. A fellow JJ here from the Live Free or Die state. Do you know what state that is?
I would believe James Bond.
Correct. Just bought a couple water filters on Amazon, and my daughter Eden bought a new iPad protector thing. I'm a 49-year-old proud father of 5. My bro and I started an eye care eyeglasses all day. I listen to Fox Sports, and your program is by far my favorite, and I love the More Stories podcast. I grew up outside Boston. I now live in New Hampshire. I thought it was North Carolina. I lived free or die. Apparently it's New Hampshire. Oh, that's first in flight, North Carolina. I grew up outside Boston.
Missouri's the show me state.
Yeah.
But it also has the most flashers. The most public
well, they're just
decency.
They're just doing what they're told.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Me.
They wonder why so many people are sex offenders there. And it's just the name of the state. A lot of people don't know that.
My wife and I listen to your podcast at night, laying in bed, rubbing each other's feet, and we laugh our asses off. It's cool when we wake up the next morning without asses, can grow them back in time for the next podcast. Oh, because he laughed his ass off, him and Jeff and Jessica Jordan.
So you're like foreplay to some people.
She says she feels like she's listening to me and my friends when we get together. I'm so happy to help your college fund out. I can tell you're a great father and husband and friend. Keep up the great work, and thanks for helping us laugh so much. We wicked appreciate it. Your brother from another mother, JJ. That's from Jeff and Jessica Jordan. And my friend, my dear listener, that's how you can actually help me more than anything in the world. Go to jmohr.com, hit the Amazon banner.
Would it be awesome if your kid, like the first day of college, instead of taking that college money, just goes and buys a Porsche and says, fuck it.
I would go
I'm not going to college, Dad.
No, they are going to college. There's
I know,
two rules in my house.
But what if
you're not allowed to try drugs. You say don't do them. You try them the first time. That's what you cannot try it.
Interesting.
You cannot try drugs. and you are going to college. That's it. That's done. But my thing with my youngest, my 4-year-old, Meredith Daniel, I had...
Great name.
My father-in-law's name is Meredith, too. Rocket scientist. Smart people. I'm the dumbest person.
I don't know,
in
Jay.
both families.
You seem to carry your intelligence well, and what you don't know, you give us the impression you do. So that's a gift.
You know, I think audience members, I've realized doing stand-up, if you don't know something or fuck up on stage, if you in that moment go, yeah, it would have been a lot funnier if I didn't just fuck up that sentence. Like, they go crazy.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing when you just go like, wow, that would have been funnier, but I couldn't think of it.
They want to know they want to know you're a human being.
My son, the 4-year-old, I had a coach from I forget the coach's name, but it was a black college, one like Grambling or Georgia Southern, Savannah State, one of those schools that are Howard. It's an all-black school, right?
Yes, it is.
And I asked the guy. I said, "How many people are in the school total?" And he said, "About 3,500." I said, "How many white students?" Because I've always wanted to ask that. But everybody gets all tweaky around race. It's like if I see somebody in a wheelchair, like in a meet and greet, I'm like, were you born like this? Or did something happen? Did you have an accident or an illness?
Or are you just lazy? You just got to find out. Don't be afraid to ask the real obvious.
Hey, Ironsides, walk it off.
Are you just fat?
What's the matter with you?
Jesus.
Why do you smell? Just because you're in a wheelchair don't mean you can't shower. PU.
He was...
hey, your wheelchair pants stinks.
He wore the same suit for 6 years in a row.
Ironsides did.
Yeah.
Nice. That's wardrobe's problem. They had to clean that shit out.
No.
So listen to this. I'm interviewing this coach of one of the black colleges, and he tells me 150 white students out of 3,300 thereabouts. And he had seen on my Instagram the video of my 4-year-old when he was 3, Meredith, doing his Tracy Morgan impression. Yeah, I enjoy my lunch.
Yeah.
At Instagram, J Mohr Sports. And he goes, I saw your young man, and let me tell you something. He's a basketball coach. He goes, the one thing I'm missing is size. I go, well, sell me. I got Jim. I got a lot of coaches. Jim Mohr, Buzz Williams. I always have them give me you're in my living room. Why should my son go? And he goes, your son would be a very big fish in a very small pond. And I'm like, okay, this is great. And there's a Georgia Southern coach, black school, black head coach. He goes, oh, and I'll tell you this, Jay Mohr, because he's white, I could hook his little behind up with a minority scholarship.
Wow.
It blew my mind. Can you imagine? If you were like a white defensive end at
So are you thinking of sending...
I'm obsessed with it.
Sending your kid to a...
Yes. All-black college.
So then you could end up with the college fund, the money.
$20,000.
So that's not
Probably
bad.
about $20,000 by the time he goes to college.
Yeah.
And I'll just put it right in my pocket.
That is a good angle.
And you know what I'll buy with that $20,000?
Porsche. What's left of one?
$20,000. Porsche wheel.
An old one.
You had a show... listen to these commercials real quick.
Okay.
Does driving matter to you? There are over 4 million miles of road in the U.S. to find out. That's a lot of ground to cover. A lot of highways, freeways, wrong ways, long ways. They're all there, waiting to be driven on. So, do you take that left turn at Albuquerque or just keep going? Do you wake up early Sunday mornings for a drive before the traffic does? Or do you take the long, winding road home for a change? If driving matters to you, just get out and drive. Why? Because driving matters. Mazda.
When shopping for car insurance, consider this. Geico has been saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. So if you're serious about savings, it's simple. Go to geico.com. After 75 years, they know how to save you money.
Kirk Fox, as I do my radio show, J Mohr Sports, there's always monitors on in the studio. And, it's Sports Center over here and Fox Sports 1 over there. And every day, around noon, 12:30, 1 o'clock, was a show called The Test.
The Test.
Hosted by Kirk Fox. You were the only white person there.
I was. I think the last time that we sat down and talked, I was about to start filming The Test.
This is Dr. Phil's show.
This was, we shot on his stage, but it was his son. Jay McGraw was the executive producer.
Is Jay the brains of the organization, or is that Mrs. McGraw?
I'm not sure.
Man?
I think they all combine their brains, and it makes just one big one.
So if you were a zombie, you really want to get to the McGraw house as quickly because all the brains are combined.
Yeah, and there's a lot of food.
Yeah.
So you're going to eat, and you could probably live there for a long time.
The test. Essentially, this is a lie detector show?
It was a lie detector, DNA, drug test. Any kind of test, we will find out if you're lying to me.
Our manager, I think you're managed by Barry, aren't you?
I think so. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Well, it's so Cats-like. I'm going to give the greatest advice and blow your mind with my Jedi-like calmness, but I'm not going to call Kirk Fox back for a month. Undeniable man.
Make him earn it. Give me something to sell. Clearly, you're not enough.
My man, I don't know what you want me to do. We did the test. I did that deal for you with Dr. Phil's company. I knew through Barry, our manager, that your show, The Test, super unique. And that is, in New York and Los Angeles, like the highest rated daytime television show. Rest of the country, like an actual zero.
It had its troubles in most of the country.
So why not just keep it on New York and L.A.?
I thought we should.
Urban.
I didn't like wearing a suit every day. I didn't like to shave.
You looked good in the suit, though.
But I wasn't comfortable.
Really?
Why? How could you be? Wearing a tight suit, having to sit up straight?
You just know the back end of that is money? I mean, look, somebody tweeted me, do you think Patton Oswalt... we talked about this on the phone Sunday, you and I.
Yes.
Somebody tweeted me, do you think Patton Oswalt sold out to Hollywood? And I was like, I don't really answer tweets like that because I don't want to get into this weird Patton Oswalt, like, why is Jay Mohr talking about me? What is selling out? It's a fancy... hipster word for being being successful. Why do you go into the workforce if you don't want to be manager or this regional manager and work your way up the ladder? Like, did you fucking sell out when you became fired chief?
I enjoyed it was my first real job.
Sell out.
So I was excited to make money.
But you're not a sellout, like, you know what I mean?
No, I just wanted a job, but it doesn't mean doesn't mean I was comfy.
But people, I'm not saying, we're going to circle back to that, but I want you more to pontificate about people's versions.
It's insanity.
That say, like, that guy sold out. T.J. Miller's the voice of Mucus. He sold out.
No, I don't even think sell out exists. You are working. Someone is giving you money. You're working. I don't believe that you sell out. I think it's, hey, offer me money. Do you think people sell out because they do something that pays them more than something else would? I'm with you.
Whatever job you have, the reason you take that job is because you want to get to the top of whatever that job is.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a career.
And you want an income. You want to feed your family. You want to put a house over.
What I do like, though, is when super, cool indie comics wind up, like David Cross, who's wickedly funny.
Yeah.
Find himself on, like, Alvin and the Chipmunks. And then Mark Maron had David Cross on the Mark Maron podcast.
Yeah.
And he kind of put his feet to the fire, like, you're the most independent. Like, Cross has burned more bridges on purpose than anybody I know. And so Maron was essentially saying, like, you're in a fucking Chipmunk movie. You, of all people. And David Cross was just like, you know, it's this. He kind of hemmed and hawed. And at one point, I had to, like, just I wanted David Cross to go, hey, fuckface. And just take out, like, an actual receipt of what he got paid and go, that's why.
There's a lot of money in Chipmunks.
Fuck yeah.
That's where the money is.
My dream, though, is that we all just sell out at the same time. I go see Pearl Jam. They play at the sports arena instead of the Staples Center. And Eddie Vedder in the middle of the show goes, the reason we play at the sports arena, he actually said this during a concert. If you look around, there's no advertising in the building whatsoever. Look over there, over by Stone. It says snacks. And I'm like, okay, Ed, you have a ukulele album for sale at fucking Starbucks. I got to take it in the shitter and spend $2,000 so you can keep it real because it doesn't say fucking Bud Light on the ticket. You ever go see the Stones? Everybody's seen them 4 times because it's affordable. The ticket says Miller Genuine Draft and Lumber Liquidators and then way at the bottom
do whatever you can to make money that doesn't put you in jail. I mean, I've never been that excited about money, but it was sure fun to have some. And I started looking at Porsches. I wanted it.
You?
I was going to get a 911, and then on the way to...
911 happened.
On the way to the dealership...
Nothing?
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay. But on the way to the dealership, I stopped, and I bought a steering wheel cover. instead.
From like one of the Vato guys?
No, I went to Pep Boys, and I saved
Manny Mo and Jack.
and I saved $138,000 by just buying a steering wheel
How
cover.
much a fucking Porsche cost?
Yeah, eventually.
I've had the same truck for so long, I don't know.
I have a 2003 Honda Civic Hybrid. Have since 2003. Only regret, I wish I'd gotten the leather interior.
Yeah, you got to get the leather interior.
But I'm not. This car runs. Every time I think about dumping the car, it starts running better. Just like a girl you're about to break up with. Like I've driven to the dealership and I said, "Fuck, this thing's running strong today. I can't turn it in."
No.
Same with a haircut. Sometimes you're going to get a haircut and you look in the mirror and fuck, my hair's never looked better.
Look at my head. I look like I have Down syndrome.
No, you're
I look like Tom Likas
your
and
Down
Ralph Wiggum
syndrome
from The Simpsons.
Your Down syndrome isn't as Downs as you think.
Right.
I think
It
you
ain't
look.
good.
I think it's solid. You do a lot with that head.
Really?
Look how you keep it up.
Keep going.
No, I'm just saying, a lesser man, that head would tip. Yeah, you have a strong neck. Your neck
I
is.
keep it on my shoulders. It doesn't loll.
It's straight. You rarely
Loll.
tilt. You rarely tilt because you don't want anything
What
to
about
fall out of your
loll?
ears.
Does it loll?
No, it's
like that
strong.
word, loll?
The rest of
Loll.
the rest of you, a little slovenly. But
Yeah,
your-
I'm very slouchy.
yeah, but your
Terrible
head,
posture.
fucking dead straight.
I appreciate that, but that doesn't mean
You're
my
like a
hair-
Terminator.
I am.
And your hair, what's wrong with it? It's
me
right
your-
where it's supposed to
Give
be.
me your clothes.
You've lost a lot, but what you have fucking looks very brittle.
You got great hair.
I do.
You look like a fucking gypsy.
I feel like one.
Really?
I could live in my trunk.
Could you like throw a baby at somebody and then when they catch it, pick their pocket?
I've done it.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't even my baby. It was a windy day. I threw it up in the air. Everyone looked up, and I just
Pick pockets.
Yeah. Back pockets are for suckers.
Really? You think so?
How can you even ask that?
I'm rhetorical.
You're-
I keep my wallet in my front. Look at that right
Of
there.
course you do. We all do. Because
Usually-
back pockets are
well,
for suckers.
I can't say where I keep my wallet because I don't want people to fucking steal it.
Well, now they're going to know it's not in your back pockets.
Not anymore. But I used to keep it in my truck, and I never lock my car ever. I always think it's like this energy you put out.
We never had locks growing up. My dad would say, if someone wants in,
They're gonna smash the
they're
window.
going to get in.
Yeah, exactly. So if I don't lock my truck door, they can just open the fucking door and take whatever.
And
they
our
want.
house was so messy that
Why?
it looked like we'd already
father-
been robbed.
Your father was such a motivational man, such an inspiration. You've been on the podcast talking about your dad trudging on the beach and saying "Raya" because that's air backwards.
It is air backwards.
When I go to a steam room and I go through or I'm getting a massage, something of relaxation, and I'm going through like my chakra colors,
Yeah.
I find myself doing, when I get to the green chakra of my chest, my
Yeah.
lungs, I'm doing.
You got to reach up. Always open fingers, reach for the heavens. I talk about it a lot. I think it's important. Air's the most important thing.
Unless you're a fish.
No, it's important then also. You have to know not to breathe too much or you'll drown. And I also think, as long as I have you here, because I read this the other day, I think if you live 90% of your life in the ocean, you're a fish. I don't believe mammals. I think it's a shit label.
So you think like dolphins and whales are faking it?
Of course. They're fish.
What's the con? What's the end game?
Sympathy.
Really?
Look how much attention we give the dolphin. And the truth is, because I was almost a marine biologist, I don't know if you know this, and tuna are actually smarter than dolphins. They're just not as cute.
How come they keep getting caught?
Suicide. Pissed. But they have that long nose. You can't throw a ring on it. And so the deal is...
Oh, you mean tossing rings to dolphins?
Yeah.
They're not entertainers.
Exactly.
They're not sellouts. They don't sell out.
No, they're doing the best they can. But
With what they got.
They travel in a pack of 500. They're going into a net.
Best they can with what they have.
If
where they are.
dolphins had sharper teeth, we'd be eating dolphin melts and petting tuna at SeaWorld. We respond to beauty, man. Parrots, you think they're as smart as pigeons? Fuck no. They're just a little cleaner. They're good mimics. Hi.
Pretty bird.
Yeah.
I was in San Francisco in this park in Chinatown, right? Before my show, this is probably 10 years ago. And I'm just sitting on a bench relaxing. Just one of those nice afternoons as a comic, you go. It was before I met my wife. It's probably 15 years ago. And I'm just literally sitting on a park bench in Chinatown, pigeons, and there's a guy next to me feeding pigeons in a suit. He's wearing, those, there's like Chinese men that you look at them and you go, this guy's obviously like a 100 millionaire. Like they just ooze it. You know what I mean? You follow? It's one of those cats, right? Suit, just tits down, beautiful, that great fucking head of Asian hair.
Of course.
Cole Haan shoes. You can tell the socks probably cost more than the goddamn steering wheel.
Stories get me excited. I just love fashion.
Feeding pigeons.
Yeah.
Throwing seeds out. And I'm like, wow, this is how this guy decides. Probably at the stock market all day in San Francisco or something, And wow, this guy really knows life, knows taking a little time out. And so am I. So, okay, I'm doing the right. As I'm having those nice, peaceful thoughts, he grabs a fucking pigeon, snaps its neck, puts it in the plastic bag where the bird feed was, gets up, walks out of the park. What the fuck was that guy doing?
Lunch, man.
Lunch?
Darwin's theory. He wanted pigeon. Have you ever eaten pigeon?
No.
Strong.
You have not eaten pigeon.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know why. Because why would you?
Let me tell you my pigeon. I loved your pigeon story.
Yeah.
But here's something that happened.
I want a better one.
Well, we're not here competing. We're not here competing.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. Let's see. What are the scores right now, Corey?
Tied up. This could give me the win.
You're not in charge of this. Corey, what are the scores right now?
And Corey, do you have access to water? Is there a reason I'm dehydrated?
Water! Have a sip of this smoothie here.
No, I don't know where it's been.
No, it's
green. It brings out my eyes. I'll have
a lot of fruit. That's all. Trust me, brother. You got a nice pigeon story for me, honey?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something that happened a few months ago. So it's fresh. I was having my morning muffin.
I like that you waited a few months into the podcast to actually fucking launch a story of your own.
Well, maybe I'm going to close on it.
All right.
But
I love you,
it could lead to others.
You're a good man. Follow him on Periscope. Follow me on Periscope.
Yeah. Or just, be yourself. Be happy.
No, Periscope. We need the followers.
Okay.
Them.
Well, it's going to be gone soon, Periscope. It's not here forever. Let me tell you what happened. I was just having my morning muffin. Sometimes I like to just have a muffin, get the machine working. I had a cup of coffee. And a pigeon started moving toward me. And I usually ignore the pigeon.
Why are there pigeons in your house?
I wasn't at the house. I was outside. I was actually at a little picnic table.
It's a prescient detail.
Yes. And I usually ignore the pigeon. They're dirty. I've never been a fan. I don't like what they represent as pigeons. But this one, as I glanced down, I noticed one leg, one appendage, hopping toward me. And I felt, wow, this pigeon has been through something. Maybe a disabled vet. I don't know how this pigeon lost the limb, that pogo stick from hell. Maybe on a hot wire, burned it off, or a BB. I thought maybe some kid shot this leg right off for an important message, and someone just cut the fucking leg off. I thought this pigeon had been through a lot. So I did what I went against my gut, and I gave him a piece of muffin. A big piece, bigger than I wanted. And the pigeon has a strong neck, like you. Keeps the head strong. And this pigeon just carried this large piece of muffin, hopped away on that one appendage, kind of around the corner. And there was 4 other pigeons there, able-bodied, with their legs. And this pigeon gave them the muffin. And I was furious, like they had sent out the disabled pigeon to work me. And I was really pissed. I was, it's like a
So
pimp.
they are smarter than parents.
Exactly. Like these pigeons, like pigeon pimp sending out the hot hooker to a frat house. That's what I was pissed.
One-legged pigeon to evoke sympathy from the
Yeah.
human.
So I yelled.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I was like, that was for you, man. That was for you. That wasn't for your friends. This is bullshit. You guys fucked me. And then the pigeon looked at me, the one I gave the muffin to. He lifted his wing and lowered his other leg. He was pretending to be a disabled homeless vet. Like the homeless guys who pretend to have one leg to work me. And I knew then that pigeons are so much smarter than we give them credit for.
And eviler.
Yeah, he was pretending. But then I went.
He tucked his
He
leg
hit
under a wing.
Yeah, to
hopped
work
over.
me. Oh, help me.
How does a pigeon learn that?
TV. That's how smart they are. Or they watched a homeless guy do it. Who knows? But this is how smart they are. So I went home, and we hate the pigeon. We love the parrot. So pretty. We keep them in the house. Pigeons live on the roof. But then I started reading about the pigeon. I was fascinated. I have this kind of free time. I don't have kids. I'm not working on a college fund, wife, mortgage. I have none of that. And I started reading about the pigeon. And they won World War II for America. They'd fly behind enemy lines with the message on their foot. They'd read it. Where's the sniper? Where's the tank? Oh, thank you, pigeon. Here's a fry. Go back to the ship. But parrots never flew behind enemy lines. Ever. It's just like, where's the sniper? Hi. Yeah, where's the sniper? Pretty bird. You're gorgeous. Bam, the guy gets shot. So we're not giving the pigeon the respect. We treat them like they're dirty. We respond to beauty, just like the dolphin.
We could not have won World War II, the Allied forces, without pigeons.
Without pigeons.
Because they had such important data. Picking up radio chatter and all that stuff.
All that.
There was a pigeon with a note on his leg saying, hey, look to your left.
Yeah.
Without the pigeons. Yeah.
So we're here because of the pigeon, man. So we need to respect them more. And if a pigeon wants to pretend he's got one leg to work me, my sympathy, fucking great angle.
Good hustle, pigeon.
I was the pigeon's pigeon.
Very well put, Kirk Fox.
Thank you, Jay Mohr.
How about when human beings catch you, like, you go to the store and they're always outside with, like, their causes.
Yeah.
You can't even walk into Ralph's. You know, they're always like, and they always have that one sentence where if you don't stop walking, you look like Hitler. It's always like you're walking into Ralph's. You're just in a hurry. You just want to get your shit and go. And they're like, are you against babies with AIDS? And you realize, like, if I don't, and there's like a crowd.
Yeah.
Like a little celebrity.
It's like a trick question.
It's like, oh, if I just blow past this, everyone's going to be like, I saw Jay Mohr at Ralph's. And do you know he wants babies to get
I was
AIDS?
forced to sign an anti-bullying petition. And
at the grocery store.
They bullied me.
Why is the grocery
They bullied me into it.
Yes.
I felt like I was back in high school.
Fucking leave me alone, anti-bully people.
Yeah.
Bullying me.
And then they said, 3 others joined. They were like the pigeons. They came at me.
It's only, to me, it's
same
like,
market. I should
hey,
just skip
would you
this
like
market.
to sign this petition to stop fracking? And I'm like, shouldn't you be on like the Senate floor? I don't know if outside of the Piggly Wiggly and fucking.
And is
Baton
fracking
Rouge,
really that bad?
We
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's all part of Earth.
You know what? I went to San Antonio.
Just popping a boil on Earth, going
You're
deep.
You're just drilling sideways instead of straight down.
Yeah.
It goes for miles.
Still Earth. We own
the
it.
thing, too, is I went to San Antonio to do a theater down there. And I've been to San Antonio a lot in my life, but I had not been for about a decade. I go back to the Majestic Theater in San Antonio, and as I'm standing on the street hanging out before my show, it took me so long to walk 2 blocks because the streets were packed, Kirk Fox.
I thought it was your pacing. No?
Packed.
Okay.
And I said, I don't remember San Antonio being like, Bourbon Street. It was essentially like Bourbon Street. It was that packed and crazy. And they said, ever since fracking started, there's about 250,000 jobs, and they pay well, and they come into town. They blow off steam. And I thought to myself, never would have known that. But that's we're lucky as comics. We get to actually go out into these other towns and see weird shit. Do I think it's a good idea to drill the shit out of Earth every which way from Thursday? Probably not. But I don't like anal. Just pick.
How do you know?
So you don't know, but you
might like.
on the side
I
of
mean,
caution.
you might like anal.
When it comes to me,
you might.
I don't.
But how do you know?
We've had this conversation.
Have we?
Yes.
You think I'd bring it up again if we'd had it?
No, the editorial man.
You mean
we
Earth?
Made the drop, man. Me and others.
Okay.
Have had this on the podcast. I don't like it because it's at some point it goes to dominance. And I don't want being married to the mother of my children. I don't want that.
Okay, I'm mistaken. I thought I wasn't talking about you penetrating. I was talking about you being penetrated.
I have no problem with being penetrated.
Exactly. So it's the same as fracking. Someone's just fracking your ass.
That's the correlation I was making as well.
Yeah, because you're also going in sideways. You're rarely going down.
First day we
because
met.
you're usually standing up if someone's penetrating you from behind because you're trying to run away.
You got the wrong guy, not me. I'm on my back holding my ankles.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
a pigeon couldn't do that.
But
only on one ankle.
I keep my Fruit of the Loom underwear still on, but like across like my thigh. So it's.
What's your
hot.
favorite fruit of the loom?
Well, I like that weird thing of leaves.
Yeah.
It's not
it tickles.
Like, I don't know how the leaves got in there.
Well, it's important because sometimes when you're wiping your ass, leaves are all you can get to.
Yeah, I've tried to wipe my ass with pretty much everything on earth.
I thought about something the other day, and I don't mean to interrupt, but it's probably exciting for you because you usually I can't talk much more. I have to let you have to have some words there. But I thought the other day, in my whole life, I've only got shit on my finger twice while wiping. And that means
incredible low score.
No shit.
That's like Tiger Woods low at the height of his
because
career.
I've wiped my ass thousands of times, and to only miss twice.
Why is that?
And
so
it wasn't
funny?
even. And it's
Why
not,
is that seriously, Corey?
And it's not even a total
Why
miss.
Is that sentence so fucking funny? I've wiped like.
How many times have you wiped your ass?
Thousands, but something about you specifically is just so inherently funny.
Well, I'm just passionate about what I'm good at.
Okay. So you wiped your ass. I'm going to say you wiped your ass. Well, one a day.
Yeah, but 4 or 5 times. I go in hard.
Yeah.
Aggressive. I go up. I go down.
Sometimes, and I'm not.
And
joking.
I always have a water bottle with me.
Sometimes
I pour water on the last wipe of the paper.
Why not just buy baby wipes?
Too expensive. I'm not falling for that.
You almost bought a Porsche.
Exactly, but I didn't. So I almost did a lot of things. I've almost bought baby wipes.
Just spit on the toilet paper.
Usually dehydrated when I'm shitting.
Really?
Yeah.
Have another sip of that.
Yeah. This will help me shit in a minute.
My son pooped on the toilet for the first time. I was telling you. He's 4 years old, and it's taken way too long for this guy to poop in a toilet. I asked my father-in-law.
Do you think maybe he's wanted to and you just haven't put him on a toilet?
No.
Okay.
I asked Big Meredith about Little Meredith, and I said, I don't know why he's so afraid. And Big Meredith, as a parent, talk about you can't see the trees because of the forest or whatever the expression is.
Yeah.
It's like you're so in the weeds all day, every day that you don't see like the simple problem right. Like, why won't he shit in the toilet? Why is he so afraid? And Big Meredith, my father-in-law, goes, it's a big hole. Just that one sentence, and I went, I'm a fucking idiot. I can't believe it. Like, thank you.
You got to make it fun.
I made it fun.
You know what you do is when you
him,
shit, just start laughing. And
now you tell me.
Yeah, and the kid will be like, what's so funny? I was shitting. I want to shit. I mean, that's why I had a talk show. That's how I got this talk show. I'm able to cut through.
I thought you shit and laughed, and Dr. Phil's son went, that guy.
That's where the money is.
Why is he shitting with the door open in my house?
Laughing. On his toes.
My son is
You go on your toes when you shit?
No.
Opens up the sphincter.
But I do have a little stool for my son. Not stool as in poop, like an actual stool, step stool.
To step up to the toilet.
I put my feet up on that, and then it comes flying out, too. My shit's kind of wet. You don't understand. It's kind of like throwing soup off a building. It's not,
I think you should look internally. Mine's solid and long. Always about
coffee.
9 inches. Always about a 9-inch poop.
9-inch poop. If you fold it in half, right?
No, it does it on its own. There's a spring in the middle.
My son's obsessed with blue jeans. I don't know why it is.
Why shouldn't he be?
But it's amazing. Like, Daddy, are you going to wear jeans? Yeah. Can I help you?
So the kid's into fashion.
Yes. And one day we're in the laundry room upstairs. And I go, hey, Meredith, would you like to put my belt on for me? Put Daddy's belt on Daddy. And his eyes lit up. And he put my belt, he threaded it through. And you would have thought I was at the tailor. Like he did it with such authority. And like he's doing that when the tailor snaps
You
down.
think a kid this into jeans and belts would love shitting. Because you can undo it and take your pants down.
Yeah, that's why he's not allowed to wear jeans, and that's why it's the reward. Because jeans have the class. Sweatpants, you
put him
pull
in a
right
kilt.
down.
Then he can just when he's
ready. You told
ready.
me this all after the fact.
Well, I haven't seen you in a while, man.
I know. You could have just texted me. But he pooped yesterday for the first time. I put jeans on him.
His first poop in 4 years.
Yes, in a
probably
potty.
Big
in a potty.
Oh, so he has been pooping
in a diaper. But
okay, I've been confused.
But he eats like chicken parmesan. It's disgusting. It's not like baby food and baby shits. This is a guy that's like hey, is there any more meatloaf and fucking, he doesn't swear.
So he's probably been blocked for
giant shits. No, he shits every day, Kirk.
But just not in the toilet.
Not in the potty.
Okay. See, this is what you didn't explain it.
Or in his pants. And I said, this is unacceptable. And the other day I said to him, do you have to go poop right now, buddy? He had this weird look in his face out in the yard playing with his little tractors. We're going outside, build stuff, He goes, no. I go, do you have to go poo-poo? He goes, no. I go, do you have to go pee-pee? Because you look like you have to go pee-pee. And he goes, no. I go, if you do, just tell me, okay? And he goes, okay. 2 hours later, we're brushing our teeth next to each other, side by side.
Yeah.
And he's up on his little steps to brush his teeth. And I go, all right, let's put the pajamas on. I pull his pants down. His ass looked like an indigenous fucking tribesman. Like he was just caked in mud and shit. It was all over his cheeks. It was on his nuts. And then I go, oh my gosh. I go, Mackie, this is unacceptable. Like, take your pants off. In the act of taking off his pants, he stepped on his pants with the shit in him, and then he makes shit footprints across the bathroom into his room. I put him in the tub, and I go, we're done. We're done. No more. I am so angry with you. I'm so angry with you. And it's one of those moments, Kirk Fox, that you'll have, I hope, one day. I pray this for you, that you can be a father and experience this. And I said, oh, Mackie, I need you to know something. When Daddy's mad at you, I love you the most still. Do you know that? And my son said, yeah. Of course I know that. And I thought, my job so far as a parent is complete. I'm enraged, and my son has no ambiguity about the amount of love I have. He knows it's completely isolated. I was super happy about that. Because when we were kids, we were always confused. Weren't you confused as a kid?
I still am.
Where is everybody? Why am I alone? Why do I have to, what? I'm sick. How come nobody's in my bedroom helping me? Why am I, So
I was very coddled.
You were?
I was the little prince, youngest of 5.
Fauntleroy?
My mom wiped me till I think I was 9. Little late.
Really?
Maybe she liked it. Maybe she liked it.
Is your mom still alive?
No.
How old were you when your mom died?
I'm not good with my ages, but I think she was...
you know how old you were when your mom died?
I'd have to back it up.
No, fucking your mom died.
I'm not a numbers guy. She was 80.
Your mom
She was
died.
83.
You know where you were? You know everything about this.
I was in
Just 'cause
Edinburgh.
you blocked it out. Don't fucking...
I don't block it out. I'm just saying...
How do you know how old you were when your mom died?
That's who I am.
You're you.
I'm just not a numbers guy.
You're an ambulatory pigeon.
Yeah. I'm just a one-legged man.
Around, how old were you? 20s, 30s?
30s.
My wife lost her mom at 35. It's the weirdest age because you almost get no sympathy.
So I'm 45, and if she died in 2007...
Yeah, that'd be about 37 years old.
Okay.
Years old. Does it ever get better? Does it ever ease people's goals?
You mean, does she come back?
That's the thing.
She had a great life. She never left. She had a good, long life. I think that heart...
Oh, hold on. You just said something amazing. Because I talk about this a lot. She had a great, long life. She never left.
Yeah. She's still here.
You have children, and you live your life the right way. When my friends have babies, I go, congratulations, you're immortal. And I don't think they know what I'm talking about. But what you just said is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
She never left.
She's still here.
She's in this office right now.
Of course. They're all here.
What's your mom's name?
Marjorie.
Marjorie, I love you.
Marjorie Morgan.
Better day for me because Marjorie was here.
And the thing that
she never left.
The thing that you'll like about this,
yes, sir,
is she usually goes to bed at 10. But for some reason, the Padre, she listened to every Padre game down in San Diego. Mm-hmm. But she usually goes to bed at 10. And for some reason, this game went to extra innings. And she was up later than she was used to. And when the game ended, she had a heart attack and fell and hit her head. But I think Trevor Hoffman, I blame him slightly for killing my mom because it broke her rhythm off. But she went quick.
Trevor Hoffman had a job to do, and that is come in the ninth inning. You're a closer. Close the game.
Yeah.
And he came in, gave up a single, walked the guy, hit a batter, double. That run comes in. Still got the
tied
lead.
him up.
Then another one. Then we go to extras, and then
I went 17 or 18 innings. Killed my mom.
Marjorie Morgan died because of Trevor Hoffman. So anybody out there, if you can find Trevor Hoffman on Twitter, let him know that he killed Kirk Fox's mom. And I think that's a productive way to use social media.
Yeah. My mom's nickname was Mudhook.
Mudhook?
And I always thought it was just because it was a type of fish. But the truth is, my dad called her Mudhook because she was the anchor of the family. So without that anchor, our house would have drifted away. She raised 5 kids. My dad was a handyman. Skipped a generation. I can't do anything. My mom wiped me way too long. But it seems to have made me smooth.
Everybody listening, call your parents today.
Oh, yeah, I love them, man. And if you think they're...
Don't text. Listen to me, Kirk. Don't text. Don't email. Call them.
Let them hear your voice.
Yes, and vice versa. I love you, brother, very much.
It's nice to be loved.
Grown-ups don't say that enough to one another.
I love you.
I'm bringing it. I know you do, and I appreciate it, and I accept your love, and it's reciprocated.
I feel it.
Back. I'm bringing back grown-ups showing affection to one another. I love you, Kirk Fox.
I love you, Jay.
Well, there's nothing else to say here, brother.
Take care.
Put your name on it.